Hello everybody and welcome to the 5th race of the 2nd season in MotoGP 15, and it is a return to the prodigal land of Le Mans, my chosen location for my great FM13 save. But now it's time to go racing around the Bugatti Le Mans circuit, and just before we get into affairs in France, we will talk about Spain and how I finished in Jerez, which was a much needed podium, a 3rd position, one of my tricky tracks. Definitely I'm not a big fan of Jerez, but to get a 3rd place there is a massive boost after the disappointment of Argentina. It was won by, I'll double check actually, we'll have a look. So in Moto 2 it was won by Zarco, so that kind of helped me out a bit. So the championship now looks like this. The Frenchman leads the World Championship by a single point. Tito Rabat is 5 points back with Sam Lowe sandwiched in between. I'm trying to keep my 18-point deficit as small as I can now, but I have a decent enough cushion to Alex Rins, Jonas Folger, Thomas Luthi, Franco Morbidelli, Xavier Simeon, Mika Kallio, and then the rest of the point scorers go down to 18th place with Luis Salom. And then in the other championships, Danny Kent has been beaten for the first time this season, and it leaves Vasquez, Quartararo and Brad Binder in the top 4. Honda, though, faultless in the Constructors' Championship. Mahindra on 10 points, Husqvarna 41, KTM 48. Then in the Premier class, Valentino Rossi has a 5-point advantage over our teammate Jorge Lorenzo, and then Marc Marquez is 9 points back. Dani Pedrosa languishing in 4th place, showing the dominance of the top 3, and then Ducati and Suzuki are well and truly behind in the constructors, but at least they're getting some points. Now, the main thing I want to talk to you about is the last episode and how I crashed in the in the dry and then didn't use the rewind. I'll be much more careful with my 2 rewinds in future, and hopefully I can maintain some good results throughout the season without having to make too many mistakes. But anyway, without further ado, let's move along very swiftly to Le Mans and the 5th round of the championship. And it's as easy as you like for me in the absolutely pouring rain. It's another pole position for the Irishman, but the competition has been languishing. Johann Zarco, Sam Lowe, Tito Rabat and Alex Rins, your standard top 5. Jonas Folger, the only real competition to them. But then Xavier Simeon, Franco Morbidelli, Thomas Luthi and Mika Kallio complete the top 10. Sandro Cortese, Takaki Nakagami, Simone Corsi, Julian Simon and Dominique Agater are the top 15 before we scroll down to complete the rest of the grid. And at worst it's Sakwan Zaidi 4 seconds behind my best time, so worrying for the riders down at the back. And it's race day with the track still damp, but we are able to go racing in reasonably enough good conditions. It could be worse, and the 5 kilometers an hour wind will hopefully not provide too many issues here at the famous Circuit de la Sarthe. But now we have the 4 lights telling us we're about to go racing. There we go, and it's my pole position immediately taken away from me. Johann Zarco, the hometown hero, leads. Here's Sam Lowe on the inside as well. We're heading into the first 2 turns before the Dunlop chicane, braking. I have the superior line to my opponents, and I'm going to dive for the lead back. And there you go, but Zarco would like a little cut back, and he's got it. But Sam Lowe's not so fortunate. Under the bridge we go for the first time. Now we take our turn to the right, and here is the Bugatti circuit. And it's Johann Zarco, slender lead here, but I go around the outside. Very brave move, but on the curbs I'm bound to lose a little bit of time. But I do have the inside again going left. And there we go, Zarco blocking to his the best of his ability. But I am back in the lead for the 2nd time in this lap, and now here we come again. Johann Zarco to the inside. He wants to go. This is my least favourite corner. It's really difficult. The double apex, downhill, right. And now we blast towards the next chicane, the most famous of the Bugatti circuit. And Zarco blasts away on his Kalex, and I'm just trying to keep up. Now under the advertising we go, and it's Zarco going to lead lap 1 unless I can find a way down the inside. Here we go. It's just 0.06 of a second. The Ferris wheel just in our eye line, and there we go. Johann Zarco still leads, going again for the inside, not to be. Now it's another double apex right, but this one leads us into the fourth chicane of the original Le Mans circuit. There we go, over the curb, and that completes one lap, and it's Zarco clear, and the rest of our opponents are eating our dust. It's a 2-horse race in just one lap. Now I'm trying to use my skills around the corner to catch up to Zarco, going for the inside. Not quite. Oh, it's a cut. It is a cut, but I'm not going to get punished for it. And now I've got a good acceleration. Zarco has to block, but I will get a dive, and I'm going down the crest, and I'm through, but I brake a little bit too late. And again, the number 5 rider is through, and then I give him a little nudge, and that gives me the lead. And now going left, the tight turn, you would have seen us battle here just a lap ago, and there we go again. That's some clean racing taken to the very limits, and now you can hear the engine struggling, as now I have to keep my cool here. No, it looks like Zarco could get me. He's certainly got the superior horsepower. Oh, it's a little bit of a struggle to get the bike grounded, but now the Frenchman is on the inside again. He really wants to win and cement the championship lead, but I brake later and grab the racing line from underneath him, and that is another thrilling lap. It's going to be a ding-dong battle, and now it's time to take a little respite and fast forward. I will preserve my lead, and it's just 1/10 of a second. Look at Zarco going, and I have a track record. But now underneath the bridge, Rabat and Lowe's are well behind us, but they continue to scrabble for the podium. And there you go, some more battles. But here is Zarco's moment. Perhaps you can feel him gaining. No, you can't actually. And I will lead another lap. But it's a 7-lap race, and it's winner take all really. And now let's bring back normal speed. And the tyres are in good condition, but Johann Zarco now has an opportunity on the inside, and he's taken it. Oh, it's so close. The difference in the bikes are so telling, but I feel my handling skills are right up there with the very best, and I'm in the lead again. But look at Rabat, or look at Zarco. He wants everything in this race. He's not going to give an inch, and neither will I. Just 600ths again, nothing to separate us. You'd expect this sort of battling in Moto 3, but we're in the middle category Moto 2, and that completes another fast forward session. And again, I have a reasonable enough lead. Zarco tries the inside, but I am very smart. And now look at the other guys, they're starting to catch up. Zarco again going all over me for the lead, and he knows if he doesn't get past soon, and he does nearly. There you go. What if that was the finish of the race? That would have been extraordinary. But Lowe's and Rabat are right behind us now. Folger puts in the new track record, and now I complete another passing move. I'm going to just about cut the corner, but again it seems like the game does not register that as a cut. Now we have the two other protagonists in the title race right behind us. We've been taking seconds out of each other since the opening lap, and now we could have a 4-way duel for the win instead of 2, but now you could see a little glimpse behind me before the fast forward. And now we're going to be heading to the penultimate lap, and Zarco again, he just cannot find his grip in the chicane, and it's just not, he's just not able to make his bike count. But again, I'm in the lead. This is where it counts. This is where I'm best. And now it's 0.3 of a second separating us. How about this? My bike remains in good condition. Half a second maybe, just maybe I'm pulling away. Have I peaked at the right time? There's Zarco again, playing peekaboo with me nearly, and with no wing mirrors I have to be absolutely dead certain of what I'm doing. And now we cross the line for the final lap. Here we go. It's Zarco, 0.3 of a second back, but he's going to claim that all back immediately. But no, I decide to block, taking up all the room on the racing line. I've gone a little bit wide there. Could that be a critical error as Rabat leads from Lowe's again? It's just brilliant stuff, and we can't even see it because I'm so occupied trying to defend this lead. Half a second now. It surely must be enough here. As long as I remain confident, I will win this race. But the Frenchman knows his home crowd are baying for him to win here at Le Mans. and we are clean through that left-hander. The track is drying up now, very little moisture left. That's a big gap. It's more than half a second. There you go, braking very early. That could be a mistake. That's very, very careless from me. I've taken, big chunk out of my lead after braking really early. Now it looks like I've lost it. There it is, Zarco leads, but will he brake too early? Yes, he will. And I'm back around the outside, clipping the curb, nearly making the fatal error. And now I've gone onto the Astro, and I'm back into the lead I once had. And there you go, it looks to be too much. Just 3 corners to go, and I will win in Europe for the first time. Here's the penultimate corner. It's cleared. Now just to stay on my bike throughout this hairpin. And there you go, the first apex is done, and the second as well. And I have won at Le Mans for the very first time. What a fantastic ride. And Zarco knows he's been beaten, and the other riders are just cruising over the line. Probably a little oversight in the game. It really shouldn't be like that. But there you go, everybody. I have won in 12 minutes and 8/10 of a second. Zarco second, Rabat third, Lowe's fourth, Folger fifth, Rin sixth, Luthi seventh, Morbidelli eighth, Callio ninth, Cortese 10th, Simeon 11th, Simon 12th, Saharan 13th, Nakagami 14th, and Marquez 15th. And then one retirement was Anthony West, and there is the championship classification. And Zarco has a 13-point lead now. Lowe's and Rabat 8 and 9 points back, but it's Rins, Folger, Luthi, the only other guys really making any case for a good season. And just 19 riders out of 31 have points, which is about right, to be honest, more than half. But it's really a 4-way duel for the championship, and now I've given myself a real opportunity. But in the constructors, Tech 3 are well behind Kalex, and just behind Suter, with Speed Up against Speed Up and Kalex are ahead of us, and then Suter are dead last. So there we go. I'm going to earn all my credits for a flawless race. Absolutely no issue with that. I didn't hit anybody hard. I didn't need a rewind, and I led from pole to the end. So there you go. 250,000 fans and 485,000 credits are all mine, and I'm getting closer to potential upgrade. That would be fantastic if I need it. And there are the podium celebrations. More joy for Moto and GP and Happy Dude, as I've affectionately called him. And it's no complaints from the other riders. They have to deal with it. And we'll speak again at the main menu. So there you have it, everybody. It's my second career victory, my first outside the United States, but I seem to be becoming a little bit of a rainmeister, as that is another race victory in damp conditions. It seems like the dry tyres wear off much quicker, and I'm able to push harder and harder on wets that seem to be durable. But in MotoGP, Valentino Rossi was the winner, and in Moto3 it was Danny Kent, of course. You've already seen the championship standings, but we'll go through them one more time. And Zarco, obviously he'll be heartbroken he didn't win his home Grand Prix, but I'm very, very happy to be back in the championship race. It was just a really, really difficult race. I was constantly under pressure, but I was able to survive it. But look at Valentino Rossi, he's already 14 points clear of his nearest rivals. And then in Moto3, Danny Kent extends his lead to 20 over his great rival Fabio Quartararo. So there is the top 4 in both rider and constructor standings. In Moto2 it's just at 13 points back now, so Zarco has a little bit of breathing room, but I'll be making sure I'm past Rabat and Lowe's in the next one or two MotoGPs. There's better news on the bike front, as I now have level 3 brakes, and I'm sure to be getting chassis and suspension up to maximum as well. So maybe I don't need to buy those top level bikes, but one thing's for sure, Mugello and Catalunya are going to be some fantastic races as well. But can I keep my momentum going after the disappointment in the last episode? I'm sure to give it my very best shot, and if we're within 100, or if we're within 5 points of Zarco as soon as possible, then it'll definitely be a championship race to savour. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. The support for the series has been very, very good, and I hope to deliver more great content in future. See you again soon, everybody.